Don't just do something. Stand there. Don't just do something. Stand there. I know that the phrase actually goes, don't just stand there, do something. And it's often said in moments of stress and overwhelm, and people are frustrated and somebody just is like, stop standing there, I want you to do. But this phrase has come to me several times. It first came to me in the Savvy Caregiver class when I was learning how to be a caregiver for my mom, and yet it came around again. I shared with you guys while back a vision that I had. I was in a cave, and then I went on a walk with a bear down a mountain to this lake. Well, I ended up back in that spot again, and this time I wanted to stay in the cave, and I just wanted to be protected and held away from everything else for that moment. But I felt like I was being pushed out of the cave. So I left the cave and felt beckoned to be down by this beautiful stag sitting by the water. So I went down to the water and I looked at this stag and I was like, okay, fine. What do you want to teach me? What do I need to know? And he, like, mentally, telepathically, whatever, let me know I was supposed to sit. So I sat and then I said, okay, fine. Now what? What are you going to teach me? What are you going to tell me? And he said, be quiet. So I was quiet for a minute till I got frustrated. And then I said, okay, but now what? And again, but way more forcefully, I had this distinct impression that I was supposed to just shut up and sit. So I did. And in the beginning, my mind was wandering and like, okay, what are we doing? Why are we sitting here? What am I supposed to learn? What am I supposed to do? And eventually my brain calmed down and I took in my surroundings, the serenity of the space, the peacefulness, the beauty. It was just a wonderful moment to be present in. And my physical body was actually getting a massage at the time, so I didn't have anywhere to go. There was nothing that I needed to do, nothing I needed to accomplish in that moment. And so sitting there was perfectly fine. And eventually, the stag reminded me of the statement, don't just do something, stand there. I chuckled, don't just do something, stand there. Okay, well, I'm going to sit here because that's what you told me to do. Don't just do something. I have a tendency to fill the silence with noise. And I don't do it all the time, but I do it especially when I'm uncomfortable or around new people. I just need that noise. And he was reminding me that I don't need to do that. I think I use words sometimes so that I can feel like I've made progress, so I can feel like I've accomplished something. I can talk about all the things that I've done, or I can at least think about all the things that I've got to do, which of course makes me important and just feeds into my ego self saying, yeah, look at this list. You have a lot to accomplish, which means you're an important person, which is just bullshit, because just because I have the list doesn't mean I'm actually doing it. It means I'm telling myself I'm important, which I don't have to do that. I can just be me. I was reminded in this vision of the Wizard of Oz. When I need inspiration, when I need knowledge or direction in what steps I need to take next, I often tune in. Call it a prayer, call it meditation, call it connecting with my higher power. Whatever it is that you do when you need to tune in and ask for knowledge. Do you ask for knowledge and then you get up and leave? Or do you don't just do something, stand there? Take a moment and take it in. In The Wizard of Oz, the lion wanted courage. The scarecrow wanted a brain. And the Tin Man wanted a heart. Throughout the entire movie, they are given opportunities to grow their courage, opportunities to find more love and compassion for the people in their company, opportunities to think and problem solve. They had to go through it. Don't just do something. Stand there is I'm going to pause and then take action. It's an opportunity to wait. It's an opportunity to think. We often come up on these challenges in life, and when people are running around and freaking out and struggling and saying, come on, don't just stand there, do something, take action. Sometimes don't just do something, stand there is so much better, because in taking a pause and thinking through it for a moment, you might find an answer, an easier way to move forward, to work through the issue and the problem at hand, the challenge that is set before you. You're given an opportunity to grow your courage. Do you just act on that, or do you take a pause and say, what's my best course of action? How is this serving me? Comes to mind, because sometimes when I'm so deeply in the upset and the frustration, if I pause and instead of acting out and instead of doing something to try to forget what I'm going through, if I ask myself, how is this serving me? What am I learning from this? If I don't just do something and stand there, I'm able to find other answers, other solutions, and then move forward a little bit more positively in my day. So for now, and moving forward in my life, I want to continue applying that. Don't just do something, stand there. But I want to take it a step further and say, don't just say something, listen. Have a great day, and we'll see you again next week.